So when was the last time you cried?
When was the last time I cried? Now, there were two types of cry.
Okay.
No, there's cry, like there was when I got injured, right? I fractured my knee and it was very painful, so I cried, right? That was pain of knee.
Physical pain.
Physical pain, I cried. Then I cried, I think after my sister passed, and I was trying to, because I wasn't dealing with that properly. A lot of people don't know, but I wasn't dealing with that properly, and I had to go into like almost like, I would say, counseling.
Right.
And in one of the sessions, so I think there was about a few months, maybe last year. So so I did cry, in that session because I kind of almost like all the bottled up grief, anger, everything. Yes, I think then I cried.
What do you mean by you were not handling it properly?
So my sister, my dad passed. So my dad passed.
Yeah.
Then my sister passed a year after my daddy passed. So when my dad passed, my dad was older. So I just thought, okay, he was 70-something, he's lived a good life. So when my daddy died, I didn't really think much of it. I was a bit angry with that because I didn't like the way the hospital, hospitals, I kind of felt the hospital should have told me my dad was dying. They didn't tell us he was dying. And so I was a bit angry with that. And my sister too at that time was very upset. Yeah. That why didn't they tell us? If they had told us he was dying, would have been with him every morning, night, afternoon, sleep with him, talk to him, hold his hand, that kind of thing. Yeah. So it was just a case of, Daddy, we'll see you in the morning. And then we left and we got that he had passed in the middle of the night. So that happened. Then Tosin passed. Yeah. When Tosin died, I was angry. I thought, why would God take myself? We're just two children. No? I'm the firstborn. My mommy has lost 2 children before Tosin when they were young. Now she has lost 3 children. We have carried, now it's only me. First of all, I felt the burden. I was like, I now have to, the burden of just even loving my mother. Yeah. I felt it was a bit much for me. That one was there. I was angry. I was angry with God. Because 2-3 days before that, I was in a revival. Hey, I was praying, serious prayer. I said, God, why you not show me, say my sister go die? So I was very angry and very upset and I think that maybe just even my dad's death, I mean, just because Tosin had been a sickler, I had even been detached from her because I thought she was going to die anyway. So it's a lot of things, a lot of things. So really, I think that I now started understanding some things about myself, why I was the way I was with people. So I even had to start intentionally cultivating friendships. I've always had friends, but making myself vulnerable. I never wanted to be vulnerable in my life because I just thought being vulnerable, you'll be crying, everybody will be seeing you. Even now, Lala will be laughing. I'm like, you're not saying I love you. You now say I love you. I never used to say I love you too. Even to my husband, I had. But now I'm like, I love you. Because I became vulnerable. Yes. And I think that's what grief. So grief just deals with you in different ways.
Final question on this. Was it tough? Because you mentioned, detaching emotionally. Because you always had the idea that Tosin was going to die anyway. Yeah. So was it tough on you guys growing up, having a sickle cell sister and the fear that she might leave at any time?
Yes, I think it was. I could tell when I was younger that my mom was very afraid. I could see it, because I'd watched Tosin deal with, hospital, appointments, being in the hospital for weeks, taking a lot of injections, falling ill. Tosin they would say, she shouldn't be part of things, we can't play with her, we can't fight her. I want to fight her. She was very naughty. So I want to beat her. Say, don't beat her. She may go and my man may go and die now. Say, that kind of thing. So all that was there. So there was an extra layer of, maybe I would say, love, but also fear. So, my dad didn't flog her. My dad only flogged Tosin once. My mom never flogged her. They would flog me a lot, but they never flogged that. And I'm like, wow. So I used to say, okay, Tosin, you be lying and saying that you're the one that broke the plates. You're the one because they never flogged her, and everything. But yes, so I could see that at home, right? And we never spoke about it. We never discussed it, but it was there. There was fear. Yes, there was fear. I could see it. And my mom was always worried. So fear and worry. Let me just say worry. And then she started learning how to manage the pain. Manage, the pain. But nearer the time she passed, in the last few years of her life, she wasn't in as much pain. She wasn't really having crises and all that. So it was a peaceful death, really. Yeah. Because there was no pain.
Because there was no pain. Thank God for. I wanted to say thank God for that. I wasn't sure if that was.
No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing because she was not. My mom even says that she was not on a machine. We're not there waiting for weeks for her to go. We're not like, hey, her heart and this. So yeah.
I mean, I so rest in peace. I mean, obviously, we all miss her. You know, she was,
Yes.
And I always say one of the things that I love about Nigeria is our party culture. In fact, I even set up a website called Parties Your Love just to capture that. And how excellent event management has now become. Yeah. I think I knew we were getting emotional there. That's why I quickly moved away from that.
But I did cry. Everybody cries on your show. I have not cried. Oh my goodness. I didn't cry. This is my own album. Don't cry. I didn't cry. Everybody cries. I even said that maybe I will cry. But no cry. Thank you. Yeah, let's continue.
So,